Hello, good afternoon and good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the press. I want to thank you for joining us again for another briefing and a press briefing on the developing Omegapro scam that affected investors in Nigeria. And today, in this briefing, I want to talk and take your questions on why Omegapro Nigeria investors who have formed themselves into a class called Opani are holding top agents, diamonds, and the and enablers of the Omegapro scheme accountable. This has been going on. There's been a lot of controversy out there, and we want to talk about why exactly are these class members deciding that the people they are going to hold accountable first for their money are the top agents, the top leaders in Omegapro, especially the diamonds, who and the as well as enablers accountable for their investment in Omegapro. As explained in my very first public statement, as the coordinating attorney for Nigerian investors, I live in the US, I practice in the US, so I'm not even going to court for this. We're hiring attorneys to do this. I'm just the coordinating attorney to work with the attorneys that are working on the case. So I more or less represent the Omegapro Action Nigeria investors to interface with all the lawyers, since I'm a lawyer myself. So I want this to be very clear. I'm based in the US myself, but we represent Nigeria and diaspora. Okay, so as I explained earlier in my very first briefing on this, as a coordinating attorney for Nigerian investors, both locally and in the diaspora, who invested in the Omegapro Forex trading company. The company called Omegapro, owned by Dubai-based residents Andreas Zarkas and Mike Sims, and Delaware Sane. Those are the three primary owners of this company. Andreas Zarkas, Mike Sims, and Delaware Sane. They were introduced into the country with great fanfare and personal testimonials about their credibility by some of the people that were having problem getting to be accountable today. I'm talking about Daniel Onoya, Tomiwa Oronikpin, Samuel Ajibare, and top-level MLM leaders, despite the fact that these Dubai-trained operatives are having publicly documented history of previous involvements and indictments in several Ponzi schemes all over the world, where investors had lost billions of dollars as a result of the activities of these people. This fraudulent forex trading scheme, called Omegapro Forex, has had devastating global consequences, resulting in financial losses exceeding over $100 billion worldwide from what we are hearing, and from over 200 billion naira in Nigeria alone. It has left victims in over 70 countries, including rich and poor, widows and orphans, young and old, retirees, grappling with the aftermath of shattered dreams and stolen investments. Once it became clear that we are dealing with a Ponzi scheme, and that's after over a year of game playing by the top leaders of Omegapro in Nigeria to the Nigerian and Nigerians in diaspora audience, who kept lying to them and giving them false hopes and playing childish games with people's investments. The Omegapro investors in Nigeria finally decided to form themselves into a class to start looking for ways and means to recover their money, or at least some of it. After several town hall meetings, of which I was involved in all of them, these thousands of people, over 10,000 people now, have signed the mandate for me to represent them and get them lawyers to help them get their money back. These Nigerian investors, including a diaspora in UK, USA, Canada, and elsewhere, they adopted a 10-point plan on how to recover or recover their money, or some of it, at a town hall that was attended by hundreds of these investors. So we're not just going out there trying to make this a personal thing. between me as an attorney and the top leaders. I'm talking specifically about the diamonds in Omegapro. They have executive diamonds, they have blue diamonds, they have black diamonds, and they have the crown diamonds. But the most senior of them all, the top ones, are the black diamonds and the crown diamonds. Okay, this is not about me against them, which is what they are trying to paint it. Okay, this is a recovery plan that was approved by the investors. I just happen to be the spokesperson from them. So from this recovery plan, one of the obvious places to start, in fact, number one in the adopted plan, which I was very involved in helping them to craft, since the original owners are in the wind, they have run away, we can't find them, and billions have disappeared. The obvious place to start is to ask those who have received commissions from this elaborate scheme to refund part of the commissions they earned from the illegal operations of Omegapro, the Dubai company that sold a dummy to over 250,000 Nigerians and over 5 million people worldwide. This company went to elaborate extent to present itself as a credible forex trading company. Most of those who invested in this did not invest in what they thought was a Ponzi scheme. They went to elaborate extent with influencers that people trust all over the world, people like Les Brown, people like Eric Worre, that people in forex trading trust all over the world. They paraded footballers, they paraded princes, they paraded the Sheikh of Dubai, for God's sake, as part of their marketing plan, and these people were attending their events. So people invested in what they thought was a legitimate forex trading company. And then it turned out to be a scam after 3 years of operations in Nigeria. And I've been trying to tell the topmost leaders, especially the ones I keep mentioning, Tomiwa Orunikmi, because I chatted with him even today, he never responded. I sent a message to Daniel Noja asking them one more time, let's get together and try to work with these investors to get their money back. Neither of them responded to my messages, despite the fact that I've said I wasn't even going to contact them. I decided let it not be ego or the fact that we're not giving them one-on-one opportunity. I personally sent messages to them, and they read it as my phone showed. Okay, I've been trying to tell these topmost leaders and diamonds in Omegapro that you cannot and should not be allowed to keep the proceeds of a scam. Omegapro never did any forex trading, as they led all of us to believe with their elaborate scam. So it is basic common sense for you to first refund the commissions you received and then help your victims to go after the owners of the scam. That, of course, assumes you are an innocent dupe yourself and that you are sincere and empathetic to people who trusted your own representations and your own assurances of having previously investigated the company before asking your friends, family, and trusting followers to invest also. Granted, all those who invested in Omegapro also owe a responsibility to themselves to go and do proper checks before they invest. But we all know how these things work. People invest because they trust people that they trusted to have done the homework. That's why these companies appoint trusted people all over the world to be the ambassadors. They get people that people trust, like a Les Brown or Eric Worre, to be identified with their brand. They trust people that they know. So those who brought them to Nigeria for the first time, and the first set of people who are marketing this are the ones that are supposed to have done this investigation more thoroughly before inviting their family. Surprisingly, because I told one of them who talked to me on WhatsApp that, listen to me, this is not a punishment. If you introduced, if I introduced somebody to you that I know this guy, that I trust this guy as your family member, and I say invest with him, most times I'm not going to expect you to go do investigation yourself. Then all of a sudden, this man turned out to be a scam. This man paid me commission from money in the business he did with you. You guys did business, and let's say I were to introduce him, I was to vouch for him, and then you guys start doing business together. Then it turned out that the business was a scam. Now, will you think I'm being reasonable if I didn't even first offer to refund the commission that I took for introducing that scammer to you? How will you feel if I'm now telling you, no, I can't give you back the commission I took from this illegal scheme because I work for it, that you should go and look for the person that I introduced to you? Would that not sound weird to you? Uncaring, wicked, and maybe part of the scam? Of course I would, if I were to do that to you. Because the first thing I needed to have done is to first say, oh, I'm so sorry I introduced this guy to you. I thought it was good. I did a little bit of my own investigation, but maybe I didn't do enough to have seen that this guy has a scam history like the gentleman in Omegapro. And then my first thing will have been, oh, this is $10 they gave me from the scam they did on you. Please take that back, and then let me take you to go and look for all the places where this, my friend, could have been. That is a normal reaction of an honest person. But we have black diamonds, crown diamonds, blue diamonds, and even some regular diamonds telling me, making it sound like we are trying to persecute them, or that I personally was doing a vendetta against them by simply making a very simple suggestion. Please come to us and negotiate about refunding part of the commission that you have taken. Then work with us to go to the police, to go to the courts, to go and look for these people in Dubai. You cannot tell us you want to keep all that money and you're not even going to work with us to go look for them. And then you are calling it a vendetta. That part I do not understand. So surprisingly, rather than these top leaders led by Daniel Noja, Tomiwa, Orunikme, Bonaventure, Bonaventure, would they call him Leo Bonaventure? All right, and many of these other people out there who have fed fat on the money of investors, instead of them to see sense in what I'm saying or what we are saying. This is not even me saying it now. This is over 10,000 people who have signed up for this class, Omegapro Action Nigeria. Instead of seeing the sense in what they are saying, they chose to see this as persecution and vendetta, and some of them even call jealousy. That somebody is jealous of them because they bought 200 million naira cars and built multi-million dollar houses. And they're now trying to turn the matter into a personal fight with me as the coordinating attorney. When it's got nothing, when this is not about me. I'm just a representative of the investors who are demanding that the commission be refunded as the first of the 10 different options that they have mandated me to explore for them to the ends of the earth, and I'm going to do that. I have a mandate to try to execute the 10-point funds recovery plan, of which the first one is for me to meet with these diamond leaders, for them to refund part of the commission, or take them to court, or take them to police, take them wherever, whatever I need to do to get them to vomit some of this money. So since my first statement on this issue, where I clearly identified this, many of these diamonds, they have sent their trolls to threaten my life. I have several posts on WhatsApp where they are threatening me with all sorts of stuff, and I'm trying to track some of those people so that I can report them for terrorist threats, and I can get the police to go after them for threatening my life. Several of them are blackmailing me on social media. They are lying about me and even bringing back some situations way back in 1991, 1992, when I was still in my 20s, about some business that I did, as if that is even the relevant issue today. Even if I'm a bad guy, right? What has that got to do with the fact that you have taken 200 billion from Nigerians and that you need to refund the profits you made from it, because it is now clear this was never a legitimate business, and we have challenged them. Show us proof that this was a legitimate business. They said they were trading Forex, and you are helping them to circulate fake Forex returns that professional organizations have now determined were all fabricated. It was not real. They never bought one stock. They never traded one stock. And you are still there talking like they are persecuting you. Are trying to make it a personality. No, it's not personal. Before all of this started, I don't know any of you. I only know two, and they're not my friends. I'm talking about this gentleman here. Okay? These guys here. Guys, this is not a personal issue. Daniel Onoja, Tomiwa Orunikmi, Samuel Ajibare, Bonaventure Gbanugo, Wuraola Orunikmi, Dotun Fatoyinbo. I'm hearing that Dotun really didn't build a team, but it's one of the black diamonds. I don't want to get into all of that with him. He should have called us and talked to us so that we know what is what. Dr. Chinwe Ikpe, Dr. Favor Unwolisa, that's the one that has been quoting Bible to curse at me and do all sorts of nasty stuff. Ebun Ajibare, Marian Ilora. Guys, this is not personal. Or if it is personal, don't blame me. I'm not going to even pretend to you that it's not personal because they are trying to get you to refund money that you have made. So maybe it is personal. But I'm not the culprit. It is the thousands of people that you stood on podiums, rented Marriott, did all this stuff, convinced, showed your ostentatious lifestyle, convinced them that these people that you are dealing with, they are genuine. Those are the people that you have issues with. I am just the messenger. Don't kill the messenger. Focus on the message. I would have thought that a Daniel Onoja, with all his experience, and his co-travelers in the scam business will have checked me out and know that I don't scare easy. And the more you try to make it about me, the more I will keep exposing you and your criminal tendencies to the world. The more I will keep doing these updates, like I promise you I will. This idea of holding you accountable is not punishment. Mr. Daniel Onoja, I need you to understand that. Tomiwa Orunikmi, I need you to understand that. Samuel Ajibare, Big Sam, I need you to understand that. You have been so busy sending your clowns to be trolling me on social media, trolling me on Naraland, trolling me on WhatsApp, and threatening me and calling me a scammer myself and putting my picture there. That is just childish. This is not vendetta for you. It is common sense. No court will allow you to keep the proceeds of a scam once it can be traced into your hands. And we have many of you on video proudly boasting that your multi-million-dollar houses, your hundreds of millions of naira worth of cars were purchased by Omegapro commissions. This is not me saying it. You said so yourself on public record. So why are you not saying I'm being wicked by asking you that you have to refund some of these commissions that you earned? Or is this not you boasting about the car that you bought that is worth over 100 million that you bought with Omegapro money? Here is one.
Yes, brand new.
How much?
From Omegapro.
How much in naira?
I don't want to say.
Okay, for security purposes.
Yeah, but people can Google it.
GX460
GX460 2021.
You see, that's you boasting about buying that car, GX460, that is being sold for over $80,000 with Omegapro money. Here is another one, Daniel Onoja, boasting about buying a $100,000 car 2 years ago with Omegapro money.
So guys, I'm so excited today that we've been able to acquire this beautiful machine, German machine. And I want to say thanks to all of the people in Omegapro Africa. This is our win. This is our car. We all own it together. Yeah. If you can continue dreaming, get out of your bed, get out of your comfort zone, you're going to achieve something like this and even more than this. So go all out there, push the business big, and the sky will just be our starting point. So
that is Mr. Daniel Onoja also telling you that he bought that car that is worth $100,000 with Omegapro money. So where am I wrong here in holding you accountable? Here is Mr. Bonaventure doing an elaborate launching of his house that he himself said with his own mouth that he built with Omegapro money. Listen to him. Listen, watch the elaborate a video of Bonaventure Igbanugo's
They call if not be billing or something they solve. Anyhow you be, my money's involved. Oluwa bless me cause I know the dollar. So much pressure on the main figure. I say in dollar, I still want that 10 figure. I need the kind of money where go back down, but they say who be this black skin man where they worry. Oluwa not back me, I want all this money. Don't want to take the same step where I take last year. We don't work for me. Lord, as I dey grind, I dey hustle. Bless me with this money. Father, your hand that day. I say make you run out for me. If we don't make money, wait till we get.
So guys, here at the housewarming of Bonaventure, and as you can see, it's a product by Omegapro.
Yes, sir.
I'm very, very proud. You know, like one day we started, and I remember Bona was there literally from day one.
Yeah.
I remember from the very first day he came, he looked at the presentation, he took me apart, and he said, "Hey, I need to get started right now before all the other ones get started." Yes. I still remember it as the day of yesterday, and look at right now. You know, he's able to accomplish his dreams. He just built his amazing dream home, and you know, I can tell I'm so super excited. I really want to be, for you guys to be the next ones to achieve this kind of milestones.
Omegapro!
You can see all those diamonds in that video. All right. They said it. We built this house with your money. You even heard Daniel Noja saying, we own this thing together, right? This is our win. Now we are saying, bring that win and let us share it. You are telling me and you are making it about me. Don't make it about me. That is not going to change the issue. That is you by your own words. I could go on video and video and video showing this. So it is not an issue. Okay? The idea of holding you accountable is not punishment. It is not vendetta. It is common sense. No court is going to allow you, I'm repeating myself, to keep the proceeds of a scam. Once it can be traced into your hands, and we have many of you saying this proudly on video, that your multi-million-dollar houses and cars were purchased. In fact, that one even has the Omegapro logo on his house. So it's not an issue that your houses and your cars were bought with Omegapro's investors' money after almost all of you do not even own a flat 4 years ago. We know a few of you who didn't even have a car as of 2018. So the only issue right now is whether you can keep that commission now, that it is very clear and has been very clear at the time you started promoting it to hapless Nigerians that it was a scam. And you either knew or should have known that it was a scam. After all, there are lots of information out there as of 2020 that clearly identified Omegapro as a possible scam if only you have done a reasonable investigation of a company and people that you introduced to Nigeria with such confidence. Like I have mentioned several times, and hopefully this press statement will make you understand the issues and do the right thing before it gets too late for you. You are accountable for those commissions at the very minimum. I'm not even talking about the main money that you are even liable for. You are liable. The only thing you can do to clean yourself and to say you are innocently deceived also is to sit down at the table with the representatives of Omega Action Nigeria and negotiate how much of that commission you are going to refund. I don't even have to be at that meeting, so that this is not about me. Don't change the topic. This is not about me. This is about 200 billion naira that belong to over 250,000 Nigerians and how you are going to help them get that money. You can even insist you don't want me at that meeting. I'm just the chairman of the task force and the coordinating lawyer. You can say you don't want to be there. Let other lawyers and the representatives of the people be there and do the right thing. In case you don't get it, I'm not your lawyer, but like I've mentioned several times, and hopefully this press statement will make you understand the issues and do the right thing before it is too late for you. Here are some legal, moral, and social grounds on which the task force people have determined that you need to be held accountable for this scam. And at the very minimum, all of you, I'm talking about Crown Diamond, Black Diamond, Blue Diamond, and even Executive Diamonds. All of you made humongous commissions. Some of you are making $10,000 a week, $20,000 a week, $50,000 a week for months. And this money was 10% commission from the money invested by your victims. How can you think you're going to be allowed to keep all of it? We know we are still going to go after the main guys. We have 10 options, 10 options to chase this reform. But you are number one. We have to start from number one. We are not leaving anybody out. I'm not leaving my own upline out. I've told her. I've told Gladys, you have to sit, and she has agreed. That's why I'm not mentioning her so much on this on my broadcast. She has agreed she's going to sit down with the task force and make a reasonable offer of refund of her commission. So there's no need for me to drag her publicly. I didn't want to drag anybody publicly, to force my hand by blackmailing me, threatening my life, and then refusing to do the right thing. So we are going to have another release where I'm going to list all the diamonds. And I'm going to focus on you if you don't do this, the honorable thing. You are liable under the principle of conspiracy to defraud. Top marketers like Daniel Noja, Tomiwa, Samuel Ajibari, and others, you are legally implicated in the conspiracy to defraud investors because you actively participated in introducing Ponzi schemes, Ponzi scammers with a long history of being involved in scams to Nigerians and in promoting Omegapro when their latest scam was just in 2019. You should have seen that. Some of them were involved in OneCoin scam. So if you did any reasonable investigation, you will know. Forget the fact that your investors too could have also known by going to investigate, but you introduced, you signed them up, you collected commission. Misrepresentation and false promises. These diamonds, these top leaders, played a pivotal role in promoting Omegapro by making false promises of high returns and misleading investors with unverified claims that they didn't verify. Their actions and endorsements contributed to the illusion of legitimacy surrounding the scam. If Mr. Daniel Noja, Tomiwa, and Co have bothered to just go on behind MLM.com 3 years ago, all this information was there. If they had gone to the CTC website, if they had Omegapro scam on the internet, they will have gotten information. So you didn't verify, but you are saying, oh, we have checked these people out. We have you on video saying that. They have done a thorough check. One of you even said you have used FBI to check them. They are clean, meaning you're a liar. You also have a duty of care. We must underscore the moral and ethical duty of these top agents to conduct due diligence before endorsing and promoting Omegapro. Their failure to exercise this duty is a breach of trust that has caused immeasurable suffering to countless visitors. We can spend a long time talking about your liability that should not take a good lawyer 15 minutes to make you realize, but I'm not going to waste my time on you. If your lawyer has not told you by now, you have a responsibility that you need to fire them because they're lying to you and collecting your money. So instead of doing all of that, I would like to publicly talk to you about your restitution obligations again, since you have refused to meet with me, you have refused to meet with the task force, you have refused to meet with the Omega Action Nigeria. They've had 7 different town hall meetings, 8. You have not come to any of them. You were notified. We sent you private letters. We sent you public letters. You refused to come and discuss. So here we are in the public domain. Here is what we want from you. And let anybody who thinks this is unreasonable, let them call us and tell us so. Number 1, refund of commissions. We call on top marketers, and right now I'm talking about all diamonds: executive diamond, blue diamond, black diamond, and crown diamonds. Because we can't go after everybody. There are too much, but those levels of diamonds, we have maybe like 200 of them. So they're big enough, and they are the ones with the biggest assets. They are the ones with the biggest commissions. So we call upon all these top marketers and agents to exhibit integrity and goodwill by voluntarily refunding a portion of the commissions they earned from recruiting investors into Omegapro. This gesture will symbolize a commitment to righting the wrongs perpetrated against innocent victims. Even if you yourself believe you are innocent, it does not excuse you. And we are not even asking for all the commissions to get yet. But when we go to court with you, court is going to grant us the judgment to come for all the commission. and then we will sell everything you have. You don't want to do that. But if you come now and we negotiate out of court, you have a reasonable chance of keeping some of this loot. But if you're saying, no, you are not going to refund any, the court will make you do it anyway. Some of you have run away to Canada and all of that, but you didn't run with your houses. Your cars are still there. And wherever you are in Canada, we can find you. Number 2, collaboration with Omegapro Action Nigeria. These people, despite your efforts to frustrate them, for 1 year, you did not do anything. Daniel Onoja, Tomiwa Orunikmi, and Samuel Ajibare, Bonaventure Igbanugo, all those people, Dr. The Bible carrying one, Dr. whatever her name was, a former Wolisa, who's quoting Bible today, they did not do one meeting. More than 1 year after people's money have been frozen. The people rallied themselves. Yes, I was very instrumental when I realized that you are just lying to them. They have formed themselves into Omegapro Action Nigeria class. Over 10,000 have registered. We are asking you, come and collaborate with us. It is in the best interest of these agents to collaborate with Omegapro Action Nigeria in formulating a strategic plan to pursue the elusive owners of Omegapro and recover the hard-earned funds of investors. Unity and collective action are paramount in this endeavor. That's why I've been screaming and begging you and asking you, shouting, even insulting you, hoping that you will come and we can work together. Together we are stronger. At least we then know that you are honest, you are sincere. But what are you are forming a parallel organization to frustrate us, telling people to go and target me as the leader, as if I am the issue. There's a 10-point plan of recovery. We can then all sit down together from your own point of view and look at it and then modify it if that's what we have to do in the best interest of everybody. But trying to take me out, trying to get your people to be calling me names and be doing stupid banners to frustrate me and then sending me death threats, it's not good. Even if you kill me, there's 10,000 people. The task force has 30 people there. You have your spies in the task force who have been sending you. So you know we are more than one. Why are you focusing on me? If I resign today, as I have threatened to do, if I walk away, it doesn't mean the plan will disappear. Number 3 that we want from you, leadership in legal and police actions. We urge these individuals that have been naming over and over to take leadership. And the individuals I'm talking about, the primary ones, these are the leaders of the leaders. I'm talking about these gentlemen: Daniel Onoja, Tomiwa Orunikmi, Samuel Ajibare, Bonaventure Igbanugo, Wuraola Orunikmi, Dr. Fatoyibo, Dr. Chinwe Ikpe, Dr. Favor Nwolisa, Ajibare Ebun, Marian Ilora. All I'm hearing from some of these people on this picture is that, oh, we are not black diamonds, we are blue diamonds. Who cares? You are a diamond. You have been collecting commissions. What we are saying to you is that you need to join us to take a leadership role in initiating and leading legal and police actions, both locally and internationally, to retrieve investors' funds after you have laid a good example. By spearheading these efforts, you can all demonstrate your commitment to justice and accountability. Ori Kukun cannot do this work. You cannot use Ogboju to chance Nigerians out of 200 billion naira. You will have to humble yourself. You will have to sit at the table and help them work it out. Threatening me is only going to make these matters worse. A man dies but once. If you want to kill me because I'm exposing your scam, go ahead and do it. I will be in Nigeria soon, but it's not going to change the matter. It's not going to let you keep those houses if that's how you want to do it. So as I close, I emphasize the significance of accountability in the wake of the immense suffering caused by the Omegapro scam. The victims, numbering the hundreds of thousands, they deserve justice all over the world and restitution. We issue a heartfelt call to action to these top marketers, agents, and enablers of Omegapro, and we are urging them to support the funds recovery effort and stand with the victims that they influenced. Transparency, moral responsibility, and justice should guide our actions as we work collectively to bring those responsible ultimately for this come to justice. This, again, is not about persecuting you. This is about helping people that you got into a gutter to get out of it. Even if they cannot clean themselves up thoroughly, let them get something. Because you know better. You say you know these guys. You told those investors that you have been to their houses, that you know where they live, that you are close friends with them. Daniel Onoja even said it on video, that these guys in Dubai cannot do anything without telling them first. So now is the time to prove it. And that's all we are saying. I want to thank you, gentlemen of the press. I'm going to be taking your questions now. Tomorrow, I'm going to be coming up with another update where we're going to be talking about my angle to this sordid affair that has rendered a lot of people, that has given a lot of people pain and anguish, and rendered widows, retirees, rich and poor people despondent for over 1 year now. Hopefully, wisdom will prevail. And those who need to step up will step up. Thank you so much for your time.